I'm in Stockton, California. Okay, this hangout is on air. We're live, right on, and we're recording. Okay,
Cool.
before I get started here, I would, this is Santos Rolon Jr., a.k.a. Soldier of Self-Mastery, philosopher of everyday victorious living, right out of Stockton, California, here with I have a special interview for our audience tonight. I'm really excited. I hope that I can get through the questions properly. I don't want to waste this cool guy's time here. So we have Coach Travis Brady on the other side here. So
What's up, guys?
I'm going to keep you on the screen here. Empowering lives in his own unique way. Coach Travis Brady. He's a speaker. He's host of Your Evolution Radio. I believe that's still going forward.
Yes, we will be going a different direction with podcasts in the next couple of months. But yeah, Your Evolution Radio is what I've been doing for the last few years now. So
2 years, so you're familiar with all that. To me, I'm just kind of moving in that direction. Right now, I'm just a YouTuber and wherever else I can actually put my claws into online.
Yeah, that's great.
But you know, it's all about empowering folks. And
yes,
you say something very important that caught my attention in one of your clips. Motivation, inspiration. I like to use this term at educate, applicate, motivate, or it can go either way. But you talk about motivation and inspiration, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. You're a nutritionist. You're a fitness coach. You wear a lot of hats, man. Mind-muscle connection. I believe that's what you're all about, right? Or more than that.
So my purpose and what I'm most passionate about is taking what I believe is the next generation of transformation, which is bridging the mind and body together to help create transformation in people's lives. So I love working with coaches and aspiring coaches and speaker who been through some crap and have got through it and want to share that message with the world. And so that's my main thing. So yeah, it started off in the personal training and the nutrition realm, but realizing that there's mindset is so important to our overall transformation. And so just over the years of studying physiology and psychology, I know that bringing them together is amazingly powerful.
That's a huge field that you're talking about there. The mind, health, all of those areas combined together. There's so much to be learned. By the way, how's Utah? How's Salt Lake? Is it Salt Lake?
We got snow for the first time this year, so we haven't had any snow. So it's been a weird winter. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Winter tends to dangle around here for a while, so I wasn't complaining. But it's great that it's here now. It was like, man, this is weird. We're gonna have Christmas with 50-degree temperatures, so that's weird around here.
That is phenomenal there. Actually, I've been to Salt Lake one time. I was passing through. Your website is beinspiredtogether.com. Is that your main hub site where if somebody wants to get a hold of you?
It's been recently changed to beinspiredbestrong.com.
Okay,
beinspiredbestrong.com.
Okay, and I'll get that down. I'd like to get that in the description area. So for those of you that are out there watching, okay, I want you guys to pay attention. I want you to listen to the words. We're going to be planting seeds over the next few minutes, and they will impact your life. It may be one word. It may be one phrase. So have your notes ready, your pen or your electronic device, whatever it is that you want to use. But get ready for something very powerful here over the next few minutes. This doesn't happen often, folks. So I thank you and I appreciate you folks that are watching with us. I want to make sure that we keep this live. The last interview that I had with another celebrity, we went on for about 30 minutes and we went off air, and I was so focused on what he was talking about.
Yeah,
I lost the interview, so we're going to have to go back to that in January. Okay, so we got that website. And I'm just curious, what's your perception about these holidays right now, other than it snowing and?
You know, I'm excited. You know, I ordered some cool gifts for my clients, so I'm excited to give those to them. And it's good. I got a seminar actually tomorrow, so I'm still running forward, moving ahead in my business and everything. But I love it. It gives them a chance to have a little off time, and you know, not only spend that with family and friends, but also, you know, get some stuff done to catapult me in 2018.
So is your event already filled out, or is there space for more people to show up there, or?
It starts in 14 hours. But yeah, I think we oversold this one because there's so many people that wanted to come. So yeah, it'll be good. So this one's specifically for aspiring coaches or new coaches in the industry. So yeah,
and is this geared towards more of health, or is it kind of both mind and health?
Open, whether they want to go into coaching for addiction, they want to go coaching for relationships. I have a girl that's working with me. She wants to help single moms. You know, I just recently helped a girl that's in the fitness industry break away from the corporate job, and now she's on her path to create $100,000 in the next year. And so we're just incorporating that philosophy of bridging the mind and body together. And it's backwards of what most people would think. You know, people think that to affect the mind, you go through the mind. No, you actually go through the body. And to affect the body, you actually go more through the mind. So it's really backwards in how we're approaching it. But that's not what we were taught in school. That's not what I was taught in school. You know, I have a bachelor's degree, but I had to unlearn a lot of things when I went and got my bachelor's degree, because I was learning that what these people were doing out in the world, that were creating results, creating these amazing breakthroughs in these people within 10 to 15 minutes. It was like, how come they didn't teach me this in school? How come I'm not learning these things? And so just through my own journey, and just through my own, I love in the background you put questions, and I asked a lot of questions, and through asking a lot of questions, you find a lot of answers. And I wasn't satisfied with those answers. I asked deeper questions, and through that, I've discovered some really cool things, you know, along the way. And I want to share those with the world. I want to share those with next generation influencers who feel like they have a message and they want to get it out to the world. You know, so I believe deep down inside that I went through my journey for a reason to help those coaches. So to answer your question, so no, not specifically just health, but yeah, any realm.
Kind of broad, but it's definitely going to be some serious empowerment taking place there tomorrow.
Yes,
I'll be there in spirit, man.
Cool.
I'll be there in spirit. So yeah. What's in store? What's in store for your mission in 2018? Are you going to do? You're going to continue doing a lot of what you've been doing, but is there something that you're finding? Maybe you know, as we move, as we grow, I like to say we don't go through this journey. We grow through this journey. You begin to encounter different ideas, creativity, and imagination. And for me, I'm starting out. I'm scratching the surface, to be honest with you. Some of the things that I have in mind kind of frighten me a little bit, but I'm excited about that. What about you?
Yeah, you know, I think being scared is a good thing. And what I've learned through one of my mentors over the years is that you need to do the things that you're afraid to do. Otherwise, why would you be afraid to do them? So that's really one thing that I've really embodied over the years, because we come to the space of, well, I don't feel like it, you know, I don't think it'll be good. And we literally start to get in this whole stuck state of our mind and body. And, you know, there's so many different processes to break through this. You know, what's the experience that we went through that is maybe holding us back from wanting to do something similar? What's what deep down inside do we believe about ourselves? What are these emotions and feelings coming up? But something that really just helps me is, do I have to do this regardless of I have the breakthrough or not? Do I have to do that? Yes, I have to do it. So why am I waiting? I feel like so many of us spend so much time waiting on things we know we're going to do anyways. We know we're going to do it. We know we have to do it. We know that's the route in which we have to go. So it's like, why not just make that decision now? And, you know, it's kind of baptism through fire, and learning, you know, you learn more through your wrongs than you do your rights. So why are you really worried about making the right decision or not?
You got to be willing to fail forward. You got to be willing to fail forward. Yes. You're, and you said something, you know, even like learning to take action when you don't feel like it. I think that's, you know, challenges are fun. We're all looking for challenges. Most people don't even know that. They're looking for a challenge, because the challenge is what brings you life. The challenge is what makes you grow. That's what helps you expand. So we're out looking for challenges, but we don't even understand, like you just shared. You got to, whenever you have that thought, that creativity thought, that imagination, wow, I'd love to be doing this. I'd love to lose weight, or I'd love to be, you know, I have a friend of mine, and who knows, maybe she's watching. I have a friend that she wants to create a YouTube channel, and I just do it. Just do it. You don't have to feel like it. And if you wait for that feeling, it's not going to come. So, what goes through your head when people say, "Wow, Coach Brady, you're an amazing man"? I mean, you're some of this. I've watched a lot of your videos. I've watched many of your interviews. By the way, you have books, right? You've got ebooks or books. Have you done something like that? Or
so I have a book. It's called Reborn. And it's a book / a workbook. You know, I believe that a lot of books, I mean, you know, books are helpful, but they're not helpful. And I think so. We have so much information in our head these days. And it's like, I don't think mindset's not really our problem. It's that the body is disconnected from the mind, and so we don't move. So the book is more of a workbook. They have things to do each week. We have different point system. So I usually only sell the book at my seminars that people come to. Otherwise, it just doesn't really make sense. However, I'm working on a book right now called Strengthen Your World, which will be releasing next year. I don't have a date yet, but I do eventually want to get a book. So I think books are super powerful. You know, the first book I wanted to create, though, was directly something that I felt like actually made people like get up out of their chair and actually do something. You know what I mean?
Powerful. So when people look at you and they say, Coach Brady, I mean, you're an amazing person. You're like I was saying, I don't know if you're still doing this. I mean, some of your coaching, I saw that you actually jump out of airplanes. I mean, I don't know if that's part of your coaching program, but I'm like, I was in the military. I didn't do that. I didn't jump out of airplanes or anything. We were on an aircraft carrier. But do you still do that kind of stuff? And
hold on, someone's pounding at my door. 1 second.
All right. Wow, this is amazing. By the way, those of you that are viewing, I hope that you're taking notes. We're gonna be winding down here in a little bit, because I tell you, time is very fast. Have you noticed that, Travis? Time is very fast.
I tell coaches and people all the time, like when you're on an interview on TV, like they give you 5 minutes, but you're like, holy shit, where did that 5 minutes go?
So so what goes on in your head when somebody says, I mean, you understand something. You understand something, and I understand it clearly. When I look at you, I obviously see that you're a phenomenal person, and you truly believe in what you do and in your dream. I mean, you're living your dream, and there's more. You know, we're all on a time clock, but we make the best of every moment, at least the best that we can. So what comes to your mind when somebody says, hey, Coach, man, I wish I could be like you. You know, you're an amazing person. Where do you get all this stuff from? How do you dream? What goes in your, what takes place when people say that to you? Maybe somebody that you're coaching.
Yeah, you know, I used to think that, I used to look up to people too, like, oh, how do you do that? You know, kind of the little kid looking at the hero type of mentality. You know, but what I tell people is, because I think everyone struggles with, am I enough? Am I enough to coach? Am I enough to speak? You know, will people listen to me when I have stuff to say? And, you know, and I believe believing in yourself is so important, but what helps you get through that mentality is not necessarily believing fully in yourself, but where it started with me is believing in the process, believing in the system, believing that, wow, this stuff has been so transformational for me. Learning these concepts, these ideologies, these physiologies, these processes have been so amazing in my life. And you know what? I want to share these with the world. And I have a little spin on it, and I've had experiences that can make this a little bit more powerful. And I want to share that with you. And I believe everyone can do that. I truly believe everyone can learn those things that I've done and do that. Will I believe everyone will do it? No, I don't, because it does take a certain dedication and passion to actually get out there and go through some of these things that I've been through.
Yeah.
But I believe everyone can do it. So to answer your question, it's like believe in the process, believe that these things can change your life.
Amazing. I tell you. By the way, I've seen you do some things in the gym that are like, what is it? The stair that where you're holding on and you're walking. That's pretty cool. My wife was checking that out. She's like, wow, no. Who knows? I can't get into that stuff, but I just stick with the 3 sets of 6 by 10s. You remember that? You started out with that sometime?
I only know, yeah, when I first started, it was only 3 sets of 10. That's all I knew. Worked from my dad, but you know, you just start. Yeah, you just start.
So we're going to begin winding down here in a little bit here. I know that your time is moving. I just got a couple more things that I want to share, and hopefully we can do this again. I don't know, maybe that depends, huh? With everything that's going forward.
Well, now that we figured out the technology and how to make it happen,
definitely
getting all picked up was a little troublesome, but we got it.
Yeah, and who knows? You know, I have a dream to meet Tony Robbins. He's been one of the great inspirations in my life, and that started back. I don't do a lot of reading. I mean, I do a lot of reading, but I don't have tons of books. I self-educate. You know, let me say this. You said something in one interview. You talked about motivation coming from the outside, but you have to inspire. You see, we all have the ability, like you were just saying, when people see you and they say, wow, you know, you're a great guy, and where does all this stuff come from? It is a process. It's a fun discipline. I call it life hacks. I've been using that word, these life hacks that we can do, these shortcuts to help us get there. But you talk about motivation, and the important thing, the motivation is great, but what is truly, when it comes to the word inspiration, what do you mean? What can we share with people? I mean, we're motivating people right now, but what would be the next step?
Yeah. You know, I think everyone's motivated. It's just a matter if that motivation is good or not. And so motivation is the outside. Yeah, you're motivated to go to work, but is that a good motivation? You're motivated to make money, but is that a good motivation? So yeah, motivation is from the outside, and it pushes you to do stuff. But deep down inside, we have this internal kid in us that doesn't like to be pushed. We want to be inspired, and inspired comes from the inside, and inspired is pull. And so the goal is to, what inspires us? What causes us to be pulled towards something? Now, as we're inspired for something, we're being pulled towards something. Now, what can motivate us, okay, to push us from behind to that thing that we are already pulled towards on creating? And so the goal as a leader and an influencer, and especially a coach, is how do you inspire that person from the inside. Because what it was exhausting for me for a lot of years as a coach, and I know this is the coach's journey, is that they feel like they have to keep pushing this person and pushing this person, and it becomes exhausting, not only for you, for that other person. And so the goal is to get them to be inspired.
So what
that's why I called my company Be Inspired, because inspiration, yeah, and I like the way how you break down inspired. It's inside.
Let me ask you this. When you come across individuals that don't have that, you've been working with them, or maybe they come to you, you can't
say that again.
You can't work with people. You can't work with people that do not want to take on their own inspiration. Eventually, you have to kind of set them aside.
You know, most coaches, when they're first starting out, they will take on anyone, and the goal is to, you know, you want to work with someone that really wants to do it, really wants to transform, really wants to change. You know, I think sometimes we say we do, but do we really want to do it? Because there is a lot of attention in being the victim. And that's why people stay in the victim instead of going to the victor, is that there's attention, and deep down inside, we want attention. And so I had this person that wanted to meet with me last week, and I had him fill out a form, and I'm just looking at the form like, this person, they're saying like they don't trust people. They're in this really bad place. They really don't know what they want to do. And, you know, and I want to save my time for those people that really want to go the next level. And so I just invited them to my next seminar and say, hey, I would really love to help you out, but I need a safe space for those people that are really wanting to go the next level. And so the goal is to pull out of that person what is already on the inside. And so when someone steps in my space, I want to work with someone that's already been pulled. I want to help anybody and everybody. And that's what I do through my seminars, through my podcasts. You know, I have a lot of free stuff that I offer, you know, so I told them just to kind of to start there, because I can't decide what your purpose is. I can't decide what you've been put on this planet to do. You know, you have to decide that. And so I think when other people make the decision for us, or you should do this, or you should do that, and again, that all goes back to you're just getting motivated.
So it's hard. It's hard to work. It's hard to put labor of love into somebody else that you know is not. In other words, it cuts off your positive energy. It cuts off your creativity. It cuts off your.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I've like, people might look at that and say, well, what kind of coach are you, Travis, to do that? It's like, I'm not pushing them away completely. I'm just saying that, hey, I have other stuff. I want to save the space for people that are really like me, that are just crazy passionate and purposeful and want to do great stuff in the world. And so it's you take on these clients, and they literally do suck the energy. They get you questioning who you are, what you're doing. And you got to love yourself first. You got to, you know, we try to love others so much, and we forget to love ourselves, and it just drains our energy. And so it's not being selfish, it's being selfless, you know, because we really can't help people. It's kind of like the old analogy. We've all heard it a million times, you know, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. And as a coach, definitely you have to do that, or else you get the energy sucked right out of you. And I think we do that not just as a coach, but on a day-to-day basis. We continue to surround ourselves around friends that really don't serve us, that only take us down rather than help us become, you know, better people.
Truth, man. Truth. And a lot of that has to do with what we're eating too. You would agree with that if you want to change, if you want to change your life, if you want to make progress. In fact, I'm learning this more and more myself. Diet, what you're consuming, what you're not consuming, has a lot to plays into the fact whether you will go forward with your own inspiration. So how much of that plays part? What do you think in percentage? 60, 80%?
Oh,
diet?
oh man, I don't know if I put a percentage on it, but you know, what I teach people is the cycle of transformation. So we have these experiences and we generate an identity from these experiences we go through. From these experiences and identity, it changes how we feel, you know, which is in the body. And you always hear a person say this, oh, I didn't feel like doing that today, or, you know, I don't feel like the time's right, or they'll make the excuse, I don't have enough time. What really they're saying is, I didn't have the energy within me to create that at this moment in time. And so as our body shuts down, our brain shuts down. The second brain is our gut. It's considered the second brain. And they say the second brain, the gut, has more influence than the first brain. So when we're taking in all these chemical induced foods, I don't even consider it food anymore. It's more like a chemistry product. You don't think those chemicals are affecting the way you think.
Yeah.
You don't think that introducing a new chemical into a human species that has evolved on this planet for thousands and thousands of years is not playing a significant role in how you feel and how you act in the world. You'd have to be stupid to think that it doesn't. And so something as simple as, you know, focusing on your nutrition and drinking more water, it gives you so much more energy to create things. And so, you know, like I was saying, everyone uses the excuse, I don't have enough time. And it's just an excuse. It's usually the deeper issue is, no, I didn't really have the energy.
They get closer to the river of denial. And I'm not talking about the river near Egypt. It's the river of denial. They fall in. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I started drinking, I drink this special mineral water that we create, but I started putting chia seeds in my water. Have you ever heard of that?
Chia seeds. It's kind of weird putting it in your water, but however you get it, you get it.
Yeah, it's like they look like little bugs, but I noticed
no one's going to drink your water, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely drinking more water. That's for sure. I know you talked about that, drinking more water, making sure you get enough sleep. Yeah. And you talked about food, diet. You know, what's more important, water and sleep? You mentioned that in one of your interviews. So, wow, you know, time has gone by so fast.
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect your time in any way. I know that you gave me about 30 minutes. We've gone over just a few here. I tell you, we've shared a lot here in this recorded video live. There's been some viewers, and what do you want to say to the audience that will watch this video over at Soldiers of Self Mastery, or maybe you might want to take this video yourself? People are going to watch this video, obviously. Let's end this. I'm going to give you the stage here, and then we're just going to kind of cut it short.
I believe that every single one of us, you know, have a divine purpose, you know, on this planet, and we committed to something, to do something amazing. And, you know, I think a lot of us can be happy, but happy is just receiving. I think what ultimately every single human being is looking for is what's going to fulfill us. And fulfill us is giving our strength. We receive it. Now we want to give something. We want to give something that we've learned somehow, some way, and contribute to the world. It's one of our natural human evolutionary needs, you know, as a human being. So I believe every single person, you know, there's someone in the world and people in the world who need you. And so what I tell coaches and speakers is waiting for you. And we sometimes think, well, I'm not ready. I don't have enough money. I'm scared. It's not about you. You were so selfish in mentioning all those things about you. It's not about you. It's about other people. And so anytime you can focus your attention about other people and giving, it just comes back. It just comes back to you. I truly believe that.
Wow. Powerful, man.
Yeah.
Coach Travis Brady, I'm sure I may see you in person someday. I want to thank you for your time. This has been a blessing. It's been a challenge for me, you know, and happy holidays to you and your family. A supercharged 2018. I'm going to be on the lookout, man.
Okay. I will be in California in March, San Jose area.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. How far is San Jose? So I can't even say it. San Jose.
Stockton, about 35, 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll stay in contact with you, and we will. Yeah, we'll try to meet up.
We'll connect, man. Thank you.
Okay.
Peace, man.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Well,
See ya.
we're gonna end here. Thank you for those of you that watched. Remember, the information will be in the description area below. No excuses. Only solutions. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
See you guys.